Thought I would give you a short video this morning. Give you a little tour of what used to be peppers and what is peppers. Some of our projects, some of what we got going on, season extensions, seed collecting. We're still selling locally and on our Etsy store and off of our website. A lot of sales going on. First, let's start with what happens when you cover and protect your plants. Now, we didn't have the ideal cover situation for our peppers, so we worked with what we had. Surprisingly, it did way better than what we expected. We did lose quite a few plants, and I'm going to show you that. We were trying to protect some of our hot peppers and super hot peppers because we're still selling a lot and using a lot. We're still making hot sauces and saving seeds. We probably pulled, I'm going to say 400 pods, maybe 500 pods out of this weekend, and you'll be able to see here we've got another 300 pods probably that can be pulled. Some of these plants are looking scraggly because of we had some pretty darn cold weather. We got down to 26 degrees, several days of frost, several days below freezing. The frost blankets did their job, so we're now working towards keeping this harvest as long as we can. So that's enough of looking at me. Let's turn you around and let you see what I'm seeing, so you can enjoy the show. Okay, we will start here. We still got some Degato jalapenos. The plant's getting a little rough, but we got some ripe Degatos. Likely we will use these we've already got our seeds collected, so likely those will go into hot sauces. They're a very mild jalapeno with a great flavor. Here we have Sugar Rush Red. I just picked a bunch of these out of the greenhouse off of one plant. Well, I'll say a bunch, about 8. That's a lot for this time of year, but I've got another 8 there. This is an unripe Sugar Rush Red. They're still very edible at this stage. They're a little bit less heat at this stage. They don't really develop their heat until they get bigger, but man, they work great in salads. They make great pickled banana pepper, hot banana pepper types. Heat varies, so you know, sometimes you get one that's mild and sometimes you get one that's got habanero level or more. So you know, just gotta keep that in mind. And here we have orange spice jalapenos. As you can see, got a plant that is loaded. Hope you can make out that color real well. Back here we got lemon drops. We have over a half a bushel of lemon drops in the house, and we're still picking a good 2 dozen pods, if not 4 dozen pods a week. Down here we have a pitiful looking pumpkin spice, but it's still alive and producing. Our Brazilian starfish is about done, but we're still ripening pods off this plant, so it ain't gonna set nothing new, but we're continuing to pick the ripe ones. That is an amazing pepper. We just love that pepper. Sorry about the chickens, they're feeling themselves this morning. We have some more lemon drops here. As you can see with this plant was in one of the spots that the cover blowed back. We had to piece multiple covers together here. So the cover blowed back, and so we have dead and damaged. Half the plant, well, over half of it, probably 3/4 of these 2 plants are still alive, but we lost some of it. Back here we have, and this plant's mostly done, but we are still ripening. These are Malaguetas, and that is a great tasting pepper. I'm doing a ferment with those right now, and probably getting ready to do another ferment with them. Here we have another Sugar Rush Red. As you can see, it is loaded. There's another Sugar Rush Red, another Sugar Rush Red, and then we have a couple of Sugar Rush, actually 3 Sugar Rush Peaches there that are starting to ripen. We've got several Cayenne types here, long red and Bueno Mulatas, and not sure if we got a purple left. My purple, I didn't show you that one. This is my purple Cayenne. It got hit pretty hard, but it's still alive. So we're going to leave that inside this high tone. We'll talk about the high tone here in a minute that we're building, and see how it goes. Unfortunately, these plants here are outside of our 2 sections of high tunnel. And yeah, we could have easily joined these two together. We'll talk about that in a minute, but there was some extenuating circumstances there. Ají dulce, wonderful flavor, man. That just makes an amazing chili flake. We have a Santa Fe Grande, pretty sure anyway. Let's see. Yep, that's Santa Fe Grande. Great little pepper. Looks like I have quite a few on there ripe, so those will be at market. Got more Malaguetas, a whole plant full. Probably looks like there is a good 80 or 100 peppers on that plant that needs to be picked. And then I got another one back there for another 20 or so. And this was I only planted one Tabasco this year. I don't generally sell Tabasco. These are just for me. They're for my fermented hot sauce. And so I only did one this year. Should have done 2. Knew better. Next year I'm actually going to do 3. But I've been waiting on these guys to ripen. And as you can see, they are ripening fast right now. So high hopes of getting enough to do a good ferment. I'm looking to do me a good ferment. I'm obviously going to have to do some filling in. I may mix the Tabasco and the Malagueta and try that and see what we get. Really looking forward to a good hot sauce. Some of these are no good. These are Tasmanians, but some of these pods are in great shape. Some of them succumbed to the frost, some didn't. Kind of weird how that happens. Peppers hanging side by side, and one the frost takes out and the other one the frost doesn't. We have Yala 7 pots. Weird seeing it with no leaves, but the leaves all died back, so we pruned it back, took out the bad, and those have ripened up. Those will get picked today, so that plant actually will probably get cut off today because we don't have no use for it. Back there we have another Yala 7 pot right behind it. And here we see some frost damage. These are on our Trinidad Congos. It pretty much took the plants out. I've got a few pods that are usable. They're probably not in shape that I would sell them, but they're in shape that as soon as they ripen, because the plant is still alive for the most part, as soon as they ripen, I'll either make dry them and make a seasoning out of them, or we'll do a ferment depending upon the quality. And here we have some more ají dulces and more Brazilian starfish. This Brazilian starfish is actually in excellent shape, so it'll be left alone. This one is a chocolate habanero, and we're just waiting on the last few pods to ripen, and then this whole plant will come out. We have that's another Tasmanian with several ripe pods on it. And we have a Yala Trinidad scorpion back there, Maruga scorpion. And we have a Yala Trinidad scorpion back there. And we lost most of our Jay's Peach Ghost due to the frost, but we got a lot of pods off of them. But we got one back here that's still ripening some. I can't tell because of the sun glare, but these guys actually will be ready in actually that one is ready, but they'll be ready in there's another one that's ready. Just a couple of days, I'll have another dozen Jay's Peach Ghost, and then we'll take that plant out. These are our fish peppers. We have picked a bunch this weekend, and by no means got them all. See if I can find one that's got good variegation on it. That's a little one, but I think you can see that the variegation, the stripes in the pepper. We have some Corne de Chèvres. Looks like just a couple of 3 of them. The last of my poblanos are ripening. maturing anyway, not ripening. So we will be eating these guys. That one succumbed to the bad weather. Tops broke out of the plant. That's what took it out, not the bad weather. So toss that. Now we have a poblano ripening there. I will save seeds from this guy. Now, that's what can happen when you put some effort into it. Now we lost some, and I'll show you those. But here's our sweet peppers. We didn't try to save them. This time of year they were about spent. So we let the sweet peppers go. The one regret on this over here is, and we had more peppers in the field that we picked and let go. But right here's my one regret on letting these go. This was our best looking Jay's Peach Ghost, and it was absolutely loaded. It got planted in the sweet peppers by mistake, and we lost about 60 pods. Wasn't very smart, but can't get everything right. So marigolds that we're still harvesting seeds from. We do some interplanting of marigolds. It helps with pests. It's by no means a cure-all, but it helps with pests. So we got a marigold there that I still got to pull all the seeds from. I've been harvesting marigold seeds this morning already. I'll show you a marigold. Well, I can just show you right here. Right here is a marigold pod. See if we can get somewhere where the sun's not beating down on us so hard that the glare takes away the shot. This is a mess because we just dug our sweet potatoes. So anyway, this is a marigold pod. Hope you can see that. And see if I can open this. This is your seeds from the marigold pod. Each one of these is a new plant. So I just sowed about 50 marigold plants. We have another one there we got to get seeds off of. We'll use these next year. We'll sell seeds off of our website and our Etsy store, and we'll use these next year for us. We sell them locally also. Now here is some of the pepper plants that the covers blowed off of. We have already removed those because they're dead. I mean, there's a couple of them that were still technically alive, but this time of year it's not worth it to fight it. So we're clearing out space in here. This will be our overwintered greens. We plant some of the stuff outside also, but we'll put cabbage in here and broccoli and cauliflower and lettuce, some collards, some dinosaur kale, spinach. We'll even actually grow some clumps of beets and a few clumps of carrots. We'll use the same holes that we used for the pepper plants. It's not the ideal spacing, but it saves us from having to do this multiple ways. So we use that same spacing that the peppers are on. And if you're curious on this high density setting on our peppers, it worked very well for us. The only downside to what we did here was getting in between the peppers to pick, but it was doable. But during the most luscious part of the season, it was tough. And I'm a big boy, so I did break a branch here or a branch there, but it wasn't that big of a deal. This is set up on a 1 foot by 2 foot spacing. So that's being said is we're 1 foot in between each plant, and then we're 2 feet in between the rows. This particular fabric we use, garden woven fabric, is on a 1 foot square, and we like that. Man, it lays it out, helps you lay your stuff out real nice. But we planted the hot peppers on a 1 foot by 2 foot. They say to give sweet peppers more room, and we did. But the sweet peppers actually didn't do as well as the hot peppers. Now, it could have been a lack of sun because they're partially shaded by that greenhouse, by our greenhouse, but not too much. So maybe that was part of it, but even the ones back there that were not shaded didn't do as well. So I think there's something to be said for planting your peppers a little closer and letting them touch each other, evidently. And we didn't plant all of our peppers this way. This is just this particular section. We had, I'm wanting to say we had 180 pepper plants we wanted to get in this area. Actually, we may have had 200 and we planted 180. But in the field, we gave them more room. But up here, this is what I wanted. So this is what we did, and it worked. Now, the only downside, like I said, was spacing. So you see here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rolls of peppers. That's what we had. So what we're going to do next year is we're going to have 4 rolls of peppers. I'm going to remove the center roll, and that will allow me to walk down the middle of this and collect peppers. Now, I may grow something in that center roll, but it won't be peppers. I may grow beets in that center roll because they will grow in between the peppers and should do just fine. And we will intermingle in here. We did a couple this year and it worked out well. We did a couple of we did marigolds on the edge. Right up through here, we had marigolds on the edge and tomatoes. I will not replant the tomatoes on the edge. I didn't like that. But we'll do marigolds on the edge of this. There won't be no tomatoes in between here. And this whole area will be hot peppers next year. We'll actually take all the sweet peppers and move them elsewhere. And there'll be somewhere right around 300 hot pepper plants planted up here in this area. So, I told you it's going to be a short video, and I've sharing our life story with you. I hope you enjoy what we're doing and what we're trying to accomplish here. Some of this stuff is experimental, just like this high density spacing on these peppers. This was very experimental for us. We had no idea if this would work, but it's what we wanted to do, and it did work. Like I said, the only thing for convenience is I will remove this center roll so that you can get to the peppers easier. It actually, if this was wider, I would do 3 rolls and skip a roll, 3 rolls, because you can reach back in and get that center roll pretty handily, so it would work. But since this is the width this is, which is 12 feet, it's 2 rolls, skip a roll, 2 rolls, and that'll work out quite well for us. This is a 12-foot wide fabric. You can order the smaller rolls and piece them together, but we've decided we really like, in spots like this, the 12-foot fabric. We use 12-foot on our watermelons, we use 12-foot on our cantaloupes, and we use 12-foot on planting areas like this. It just makes things better. So we're hopefully going to have 3 12-foot sections here next year to work with. So, all right, well, we're going to call it quits on this, and then I'm going to shoot a short video that I hopefully will post today on this high tunnel that we're building and the progress on it and how it's working out. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope that the sun glare is not too bad. God bless you and have a wonderful day.